Our next speaker is Bart Merrill. And Bart is our international man of mystery. Okay, he has a new book coming out called Monetize Your Mindset. He has never had a real job. He spent his entire career monetizing his mindset. And today his speech is, how many minutes?
6 to 8.
6 to 8 minutes for our timer. And it is titled Two Roads. All right, fellow Toastmasters, welcome Bart Merrill.
Two roads diverged in the woods, and I took the one less traveled. Robert Frost. Now, me being from southern New Mexico, a small podunk town, I don't like crowds, so I tend to take the road less traveled. That's probably why I don't have a real job. And I've never had a real job, and I kind of like it that way, except maybe at Christmas time when everybody's getting invited to Christmas parties, and I have to throw my own if I want a Christmas party. So we'll be having a Christmas party here at Toastmasters, just so you know. So going down these paths, often I come face to face with the question, when is it time to turn back? When is enough enough? When is it time to say, Uncle? There's two things that I don't remember as a kid. Number one, I don't remember not having a horse. I always had a horse, and my first horse that I could really call mine was George. Now, George was originally my brother's horse, bought him as a roping horse, but you would sit on George, and George was a big horse. He was a tall horse. He was 17 hands high. A hand is about 4 inches. And you would sit on him, and you would be chasing the calf. You would swing the rope, and about the time you let go, he would throw his head up, which does either it knocks the rope off of its path to the calf, or it knocks you off balance when you're trying to dally. And so George became my horse. As a little kid, I was 5 years old. Well, he wasn't really my horse, and I knew that. So at 5 years old, I said, Dad, when is George really going to be my horse? He says, Bart, George is your horse. I said, no, Dad, when is he really going to be my horse? He thought a second and said, when you can put the saddle on by yourself, he's your horse. Now, we're not talking about the little light English saddle. We're talking about a full-blown adult roping saddle. Now, Saturday mornings was the day to go riding. Every Saturday after cartoons, of course. Now, for some of us, we know cartoons just used to be on Saturday. You don't know that, do you?
I remember that.
Oh, you remember it? Okay. And it was the only thing that got me out of bed at 5 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday morning was to watch cartoons. After that, we would go riding. And the first time I took George, tied him to the pole, this is after Dad told me that I need to put the saddle on by myself. I dragged that saddle to the chair that I'd pulled from the kitchen table, set it right there by George, and I couldn't even get it on the chair, let alone on George. Every Saturday, well, almost every Saturday, this happened. 1 year went by, 2 years went by, 3 years went by. Finally, 5 years later, I was able to get the saddle on George, and George was my horse. Just in time to sell George and buy an old seasoned roping horse that would teach me how to rope. The other thing that I don't remember learning, or I don't remember about my childhood, is I knew how to play poker. Thanks to my brothers-in-laws, they taught me how to play poker and chess, and I just grew up thinking that I was smart and I knew how to play poker. A few years ago, I found out that you could play poker online for money, for real money. And I was going to be a poker player, a professional poker player. I played poker every day, 8 to 10 hours a day, online, for money. I was a low stakes player. I played mainly tournaments where I would pay $10 to $100 to be in the tournament. It would take 3 to 4 hours for the tournament to be over, and if I did well, I was longer to the 3 to 4 hour range. If I didn't do so well, I was done in 5 minutes and was done. My biggest win is I came in second place in a $10 tournament. It took less than 4 hours and I won $2,700. That was pretty good, right? But after 8 months of playing poker, 8 to 10 hours a day, my net profit was about $560. Do the math. I did the math. At 8 hours a day, that's 29 cents an hour. The return on investment or time was not there for me. So I quit, or we can say I put it back on the back burner because I still have a dream of playing in the World Series of Poker, which is a $10,000 buy-in. So I need to get a little better. But it's on the back burner. It's not high on my bucket list, but it's there. What's the difference? Why the difference? I gave 5 years of effort and time to George the horse. Gave 8 months to poker. What do you think the difference was? What do you look at to say, okay, it's time to quit poker? What kept me going to say, okay, I need to do George the horse? Everybody likes acronyms, and I have a good one. The acronym is PREOP. So if you're going into surgery, you want a good pre-op system. First one is passion. How bad do you really want it? I wanted George the horse like you couldn't believe. I wanted to be the next John Wayne, the next Roper. Back then it was Cash. I can't remember his name now. Cash Looper, I believe, that was the team roper that was just on fire. Now it's crazy. Team roping's over in 4 seconds. You just go, wow. Okay, so how bad do you really want it? I loved poker. I studied textbooks on poker, on mindset, on math. I ate those up more than I did my accounting in college, and I enjoyed them a lot. I don't know why. Maybe accounting was record stuff and this was causing stuff to happen, math. I don't know. Our risk return. What is the risk return? I'm not just talking financially, but mentally, emotionally, family, and financially, your lifestyle. What is the risk return? I gave up a lot of time, not with my wife. Now, she watched me for the first month and thought it was interesting, but after that, it was less time with my wife. Sitting on the couch, I'm not getting much exercise. How's my health doing? Not very good. So we got risk return. What was E? What was E?
Entertainment?
No, E was expectation. With George the horse, I had no expectation of doing that in 8 months. Was my expectation with poker to be proficient enough to make an income, a decent income? Was that a reasonable expectation? Probably not. There's people that have been playing poker all their lives. Other people, goes back to my wife. If I have employees, it goes to employees. Friendship, how is it affecting them? Last one here, the last P is people. Surrounding yourself with mentors, coaches who have done what you've done or what you want to do so that you can create the proper expectation. How much time, effort, money is it going to cost? 2 roads diverged in the woods. You took the one less traveled. How far do you go? The answer is brilliant. Wait for it. It depends. Raw brilliance. It depends. Mr. Toastmaster.
All right, so I appreciate both of the first two speeches ended the same way with depends.